Hello and welcome to Bernie Holowicki Court for another edition of the CHSL Division play tonight. A matchup between the visiting Toledo Central Catholic Fighting Irish and the Catholic Central Shamrocks. We take a look real quickly at the team comparison for tonight, just about a few minutes away from the opening tip.
Yeah, the Shamrocks come into this one after a heartbreaker on Tuesday night, a triple overtime loss at the buzzer to Phoenix Glassner and the De La Salle Pilots. They came into this week ranked number 10 in the state, picked up their biggest wins of the season against number 4 UAD and Brother Rice.
Back in a moment after the intros. So we take a look at the starting lineups. First for Toledo Central Catholic, Manny Johnson, Dre Wardrop, Isaiah Brenneman, Sherrard Vaughn III, and Isaiah Mack Russell. And for Catholic Central tonight, they go with the usual look. Swardini, Amene, Lee in the backcourt. Nadu at the 4, and Sadiq fills it up at the 5.
And this starting 5 for Toledo is not very tall. I mean, they don't really have anybody over 6'2" in this starting lineup.
And maybe you give Mac Russell about 3 more inches with the hair, but not going to do much in the paint against a big body like Nadu, averaging 18, 7, and 5 on the season.
Yeah. Yeah, he had 30 the other night. And Warren in a triple overtime battle.
What a game that was. Same heartbreaking defeat that they suffered here, except instead of Portis, it was Glasner that delivered the dagger. And so it's Central Catholic possessing it off the tip. Johnson. Central Catholic coming in averaging just over 60 points a game on the year. They stand at 5 and 7, but they have yet to find their first CHSL victory as misfire there from Johnson. And now the Catholic Central offense that's been explosive. Swardini in and out. No good, and a foul on the floor.
A couple quick missed shots there to start this one. Amena will inbound from underneath the basket.
Nadu free, spot-up shooter from the corner, knocks down the first shot of the game, and it's good for 3. Nadu off to a quick start, the leading scorer for Catholic Central entering this contest. And he gets the steal on the defensive end as well, looking to run the floor up to Devin Lee. Nadu into the paint, goes up over top of Vaughn, but called for the travel.
Yeah, bang play right there. Looks like he just got that 3rd foot down before he was able to draw the contact. Central Catholic will bring it up.
More drop. And here is Mac Russell for 3. He answers Nadu's 3 with a 3 of his own. That's a 2-time Toledo Central Catholic Student Athlete of the Week, averaging over 17 points a game on the season himself. And a turnover here.
Not sure if they called a 5-second there or a 3 in the key. I think they called 5-second on Swardini.
So here's Johnson guarded by Swardini. Into Wardrop in the paint, tries to get him off his feet.
Yeah, good job guarding inside from the Shamrocks so far. I've not allowed any penetration there.
Into the paint, and right on cue, Manny Johnson connects from 12 feet out. Amene spinning into the paint, up over top, and he answers back right away.
And that's one of the things we've seen from him all season is he's able to get to the rim whenever he needs to. We saw that against Brother Rice, obviously, with the game-winning bucket.
Vaughn can't hit. Offensive rebound to Mac Russell. Vaughn tries to initiate some contact. And now we have a foul called against Central Catholic.
Yeah, I like that no call underneath. Looked like, as you mentioned, Vaughn was trying to initiate the contact, but Sadiq was kind of leaning into him too. Would have been rough to call it on either guy. And then there, just Wardrop. Got a little too much of Uchenna's wrist. He was trying to pick his pocket.
5-5 tie in the early going, 5:20 to play. Nadu from the top. Off the rim, no. Rebound to Sherrard Vaughn III. And in the corner, Wardrop tries a 3. Can't connect. Nadu hustling down low, gets another rebound. Fast break, Lee driving into the paint, hop step, and it's good. Lee's really had a breakout year.
I was going to mention last year, I mean, he wasn't on the court all that much. It was really established starting five for the Shamrocks, but when he was more of a spot-up shooter, and we've seen his versatility this season. He's still really good from beyond the arc as Amena takes that one.
Off the glass and in, 6 straight for the Shamrocks.
But the way Devin Lee's been able to evolve and take the ball to the rim more often, as you saw there, it's made him a better player.
Vaughn, someone got beat on the switch, and Vaughn's never been that open in his entire life. Sadiq comes up for the high screen. Swardini in the paint now, and he's off the glass and in. Catholic Central finding the rhythm with points on 4 straight possessions now. Vaughn, same spot. Off the rim, no. Sadiq chased it.
Interesting. Almost could have let that one go.
Yeah. Mene driving in the paint and can't get the roll, but he does draw the foul on Johnson.
That's 2 already for Manny Johnson. Got to be careful. Oh, sorry, that's his first. Dre Wardrop had the other one.
Mene sinks the first. And so you see the first one off the bench today is Sam Howard. You've seen Howard off the bench first. You've seen Gamjay off the bench first. You've seen Alec Ford off the bench first. You've even seen Junior Werner come off the bench first. And now they even add another name into the mix. This is the first time we've seen Skylar Hunter dress, wearing jersey number 24. Again, interesting story from him. Transferred to De La Salle in the summer. Played some slot wide receiver over at De La Salle and then transferred back in the winter, and now he's rostered on the basketball team. Howard running the floor, gets the man off his feet, can't hit the roll. It's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Shamrocks.
Good hesitation there, just not able to finish. Will stay with Catholic Central underneath. 12-8 game here, 3 to play in the first quarter.
Lee gets him off his feet. Pitches Swardini for 3. Got tipped. The block will go to Wardrop. And the Fighting Irish down the court. Mac Russell double teamed instantly. Lee the other way. Off the glass and in. Shamrocks up to a 6-point lead, 14-8 with 2:45 to play in the first. Central Catholic being very patient on this offensive possession. Wardrop. Hesitation move. Tries to feed it in the paint and does. And a charge called.
No, they called the block there.
Excuse me, Christian Jackson.
Or no, they are going to call the
charge.
charge. We couldn't tell the motion there. It definitely looked like a charge, but
Left it up for interpretation.
I think he was just trying to be vague on purpose, and he was going to see how the teams reacted, see who was guilty after the play.
Amene kicks it out. Lee for 3. No good. Both teams hitting a little bit of a dry spell here. Wardrop. Backdoor cut. Perfect feed. And a foul on Amene, as that was Caden Kennard off the bench. And he'll get 2 free throws. Kennard sinks the first. Offensive rebound. Brenneman. And they reset the offense. Driving in the paint. Brenneman kicks. Jackson turns it over. Great defensive possession after allowing that rebound.
And the Shamrocks have been really aggressive at the top here, at the top of the key. Been able to have a couple steals, one from Lee and one from Amena, and then the turnover force there. Just putting pressure on the Fighting Irish early here. The minute and a half to play in the first quarter.
Here's Howard in the paint, has it taken away. Running the floor up to Wardrop. Flying in for the layup. It's 14-11. Shamrock still hold a lead. 1:17 in the first. Amene with the left. Answers right away. He is up to 7 points. Perfect from the floor tonight. Brenneman working on Lee. Gets a nice roll off the rim. Central Catholic won't go away just yet. Amene driving in, almost uncontested there. Up to 9 points, 4 for 4. Seconds. Fighting Irish holding for the final shot.
It's time to go if you're Central Catholic.
ISO ball, Brenneman, blocked by Lee, gets his own miss, and can't get it to go. So at the end of the first quarter, Catholic Central leads Central Catholic 18-13. At the end of the first quarter, we'd like to pause to thank our title sponsor, Chris, Andrew, and Patrick Neems, former Catholic Central lacrosse players, as well as the team at Neems Rush Family Wealth Management Company, your source for protecting and preserving generational wealth. For all of your personal financial, investment, and estate planning needs and more, visit www.neemsrush.com. I want to apologize for the technical difficulties we've been having so far today. The graphics application does not want to work. Continuing to work diligently to get the scoreboard up and running. Quick 30-second timeout for the start of the second quarter. You're listening to the Shamrock Media Network. Start of the second sees 3 Shamrocks off the bench. That's Alec Ford, nickname AP. Amene backing down in the paint, and he's going to get called.
Refs have been looking for that one early on here. Second time the Shamrocks have turned it over that way. As Nadu looks to check back into the game here.
Johnson kicks out to the other Johnson. He walked. Excuse me, Jackson. Christian Jackson, Manny Johnson.
Skamje goes back to the bench.
Lee, patient, had Howard open in the paint for a minute and almost waited too long. Nadu has it blocked.
Darnell Emery corrals the rebound.
Yeah, I think that was off his leg, and it was. Howard, nice job reaching in and knocked the ball down there. Very interesting. Central Catholic only with a team of about 10 guys, and you've already seen 9 of them on the floor tonight.
Meanwhile, the Shamrocks have played 8. 4 starters are in the game right now, after Swardini checked back in for Howard.
Lee drives in. Good contest, but Lee's able to push it over top of Emery. Hey, you mentioned the height. There's not a player in the starting lineup above 6'3", and only one player above 6'4" on the entire team.
It's pretty similarly built to the Shamrocks.
Here is Johnson, and it's long. Amene corrals the rebound. Spin cycles for a pass. CC still holds the early edge, 20-13. Lee up into Nadeau, and the foul, and the bucket for TJ Nadeau. What an excellent senior season that TJ Nadeau has had.
He had Caden Kennard on his back there, and he's able to catch the pass over him, turn, and make the 8-foot shot off the glass with contact. He's going to go to the line for the free throw after this timeout.
Coach Floyd will take his first timeout. CC leading 22-13. Nadeau can't convert the three-point play. So it's a 9-point lead for Catholic Central. Driving in, and the foul. Darren Flowers answers back. Brings it back down to a 7-point game.
Yeah, Ford just kind of got out of position there on the wing, and he wasn't able to recover in time. Flowers took it to the rim. Look for the 3rd point here. Knocks down the free throw, 22-16 Shamrocks.
And projected his pass there. Wardrop up top for the slam. Back down to a 4-point lead. Nadeau spins to the rim, has it taken, but a foul called. And they're going to say in the shooting motion, called on Darren Flowers.
Nadeau misses his 2nd free throw.
Gets to roll on the 3rd. 5:17 to play in the first half. Johnson guarded by Amene. Trying to get Emery in the post. Nadeau's playing great defense. Pull up is no good for Johnson. Nadeau the other way. Feeds Lee in transition for 3. Bangs it from downtown, Devin Lee.
Just great transition offense there for the Shamrocks. Nadu starts the break with the rebound. He tips that one out of bounds.
I see Coach Jackson get fired up.
Beyond the break, he's able to push the ball down the court, find the open teammate. And Devin Lee knocks down the three. He's got 9 points already. Tied for the team lead.
Wardrop hits the deck. Here's Cruthers with it in the paint. Johnson gets the foul and the bucket. That is called on Alec Ford. So already 3 combined and 1 opportunities, all coming here in the second quarter. Central Catholic converted both and ones. Trail by 5, 26-21, Catholic Central with the lead. Amene, double teamed. Great quick ball movement. Lee, tough shot. Kick out to Swardini. Nadu wide open. Tries it from downtown, won't go, and Johnson with the rebound.
Central Catholic looking to push it here.
Spot up 3. Maybe a little bit of contact, no call.
Yeah, Isaiah Mack Russell came into this one leading Toledo Central Catholic in points, but he's only got 3. There's a turnover by the Shamrocks.
3-on-1, and there is Mack Russell on cue. Another foul and another and 1 for the Fighting Irish. And right on cue, Mack Russell delivers. Mack Russell knocks the free throw home, and it's now 26-24.
All of a sudden, it's a 2-point game.
Three and 37 to play in the first half. Amene. Faced up by Caruthers. That's quite a mismatch. Standing 6'7", Caruthers. Howard finds Amene. Amene stutters. Now kicks it back out. Nadu working into that zone defense, and he gets fouled.
A good ball movement by the Shamrocks. They're patient. I mean, they haven't scored in a couple possessions. Not trying to rush anything. Able to get a good look. Nadu will go to the line for 2.
Swishes the first. Interesting article from the Detroit Free Press today about Nadu's season in comparisons to his dad. Backs home the second as well. He's up to 8 on the day. Patience here from the Fighting Irish. Wardrop. Mack Russell tries a 3, and he connects right over top of Lee. That was good contest from Lee.
And he now leads the Fighting Irish with 9.
Nadu freed off the screen. Can't connect from downtown. The Fighting Irish with a chance for the lead here. In transition. And Flowers too many steps before putting the ball on the floor. Amene going to work. Spin move. Beautiful move from Amene in the paint. On the other end, Mene getting it done as well.
The
charge almost seemed to happen in slow motion.
Yeah, it came after the shot. I think if it had gone down, it might have counted. But it was almost going for the rebound that Amena was able to draw the charge. It's a second charge called on the Fighting Irish in this first half. 2 minutes to play until the break.
And now Nadu. Just as interesting of a call there.
Mm-hmm.
Under 2 to play in the first half. Catholic Central leads by 3, 30-27. Wardrop on the baseline. Drives right into 3 defenders.
I think that should have been a foul. Wardrop looked like he drew contact on his shooting arm. It'll be Shamrock ball. Minute 48 to play.
Mene draws the double team from behind, kicks out. Swardini. Now Nadu. Backdoor feed, perfect pass. Howard finishes the assist and Lee connects. First Shamrock in double digits tonight was Mene, but Lee knots it up at 11. Mack off the screen.
Again, probably could have been a foul there on the shot.
Now Mene back to the rim and a finish for Uchenna Amene.
That double clutch there looked a little familiar. Reminded me of a couple Thursdays ago where he was able to knock it down with 5 seconds to play. As Howard will be drawn for the foul. That's the 4th on Catholic Central. So the next will send the Fighting Irish into the bonus.
Talk about perfection. Amene hasn't missed yet tonight. 13 points on 6 of 6 shooting. Under a minute to play. Yes, he's missed from the free throw line. Kennard, fancy footwork and an acrobatic finish to draw back within 5, and now Catholic Central almost undoubtedly will hold for the final shot.
The way the refs have been calling the 5-second call, it might be difficult to do so with the pressure that Central Catholic's putting up top.
Amene into the paint. Too easy for Uchenna. Leaves 5 seconds for Central Catholic. Chucks up a 3. It's no good. Nadu full court shot is off the glass. No good, but Catholic Central, led by Amene in the first half, leads by 7. 36-29 between the battle of the Irish. 36-29 at half. Catholic Central leading Central Catholic on the Shamrock Media Network. Back in a few moments for the half-court shot competition. And welcome back to the 3rd edition of the Catholic Central half-court shooting competition. As hope all of you watching at home this exciting event can appreciate our scoreboard, brought to you by Hayden Salka 2 hours late. And first for the freshman, Duke Banta off the rim and no. JV team's quarterback. Here's Sonny Zarotic. Oh, impeccable form. Unfortunately, did not hit much of anything.
Impeccable?
Impeccable. I said impeccable. And now a fan favorite within the walls of Wixom Road. Drew Makowitz. Oh, foot might have been over the line. Doesn't matter when it doesn't go in. And now one of the worst basketball players of our generation, Braylon LaRue. LaRue from half court. Oh!
Just off the
Too
iron
much.
there.
And will anyone ever make this half-court shot? We shall see on January 30th when Catholic Central plays host to Orchard Lake St. Mary's. And before halftime, we would like to thank our title sponsor once again, Chris, Andrew, and Patrick Neems, former Catholic Central lacrosse players, as well as the team over at Neems Rush Family Wealth Management Company, your source for protecting and preserving generational wealth. For all of your personal, financial, investment, and estate planning needs and more, visit www.neemsrush.com. Back in 7 minutes for the start of the second half with a score bug. CC leads 36-29.
Hi, my name is Tyler Stewart. I am the Detroit Catholic Central Media President, and I'm a senior here at Catholic Central. For CC Media, we broadcast football games, basketball games, and we're soon branching out to hockey as well. We also do some production in graphics and videos as well.
My name is Josh Rothert. I'm a senior, class of 2024, and I'm the lead play-by-play broadcaster for our social media team. And then I also am in charge of the on-screen graphics, so I like to run through about 10-15 graphics that we can use for the pregame intro, during the game, starting lineups, all that sort of stuff. Make sure that we have our statistics updated for the stream, and kind of just go from there.
I'm Lucas Straish. I'm a senior, and for the media team, I'm one of the broadcasters for our sports games. So to anybody who wants to try something new, maybe go into something that's a little different than a lot of other clubs. Like, you don't see this at most schools, but the way you can join the club and participate in so many different roles. You don't have to be a commentator. You can be an editor, be a graphic designer, be a cameraman, be a photographer. All these different roles are available for different types of people. It's a really cool feeling to be able to watch it and feel like you're watching a college stream online.
We're trying our best to make sure we get as many members as possible to fill in our roles, because like our president's a senior, obviously. Both the broadcast, me and Lucas are both seniors. We can always use you, even if we have someone already filled for the roles for the football game. You can come and shadow. We got a lot of excellent, great guys. They know what they're doing, and they'd be happy to teach you so that next year when time comes around, you're going to be at the forefront of it.
We meet Mondays, and every Monday we coordinate specific roles, who's going to be there at the game, and who might be able to shadow the game, as our club is kind of top heavy right now. We have a lot of juniors and seniors, so we really want some freshmen and sophomores to come in and experience what it's like, come and shadow.
All right, just a minute and 50 away from the start of the second half as we get to take a look now at the team comparison. We try to show you at the start of the game. And you see Toledo Central Catholic still searching for that first CHSL win, and pretty close games they've played this year, similar to Catholic Central. A couple of 1-2 point losses in there, a couple of 2-3 point wins in there as well. And Catholic Central could be 4-1 if it weren't for De La Salle's clutch shots at the end of the game.
Yeah, first it was Armani Portis here in our first Catholic League game of the season. And the other night it was Phoenix Glassner from almost half-court range. And in this one, I mean, the Shamrocks, every time it looks like they're going to go out to a run, stretches to double digits, Fighting Irish have been able to keep it closer. At 9 points from Isaiah Mack Russell will help. But really, it's just been everybody contributing. I mean, as you mentioned, 9 of the 10 players have been on the court. On the other side for the Shamrocks, it's pretty much been 3 guys. It's been the 3 guys it's been most of the season, as Uchenna has 15, Devin Lee has 11, and TJ Nadu has 8.
And the only other scorer tonight, Sordini, I was walking around here before the game started. Sordini's always the first one out here to warm up, and I was really impressed because I saw him knock down 13 straight threes from, like, way downtown, like way beyond the logo, or not beyond the logo, way beyond the arc, almost at the logo, and just astonished at how consistent his shooting has become, but a little bit underutilized today as he's only taken 3 shots. And so we are about ready for the start of the second half. The Central Catholic's first game against a Michigan CHSL team this year. They'll play host to St. Mary's on Tuesday next week.
This is CC's first Catholic League game against a Toledo Catholic League team. They have St. John's Jesuit on the road tomorrow, and then on Tuesday they'll be back in Toledo to face St. Francis.
And so the start of the second half, 36-29. And Johnson opens the second half with a 3.
Yeah, and Toledo is shooting 40% from beyond the arc.
Nadu in the post, kicks out Swardini. Thought about it, drives in with the right, and really bad roll there. I mean,
yeah,
put it in the right spot.
Looks like he could have gotten a foul call there too. Isaiah.
Mac Russell guarded by Lee, gets the screen, drives in, strong with 2 hands, off the glass and in. It's down to a 2-point lead. Remember, Central Catholic hasn't led since 5-3 in this one. Nadu, strong to the basket. Maybe a little bit of an elbow in there.
And that's where CC's excelled in this one. They're shooting 50%. 57% from field goal, but only 22% beyond the arc. So they've been able to hammer it in the paint. I mean, it's evident by Uchenna Amena going 7 of 7 from 2-point range.
Johnson knocks down one there.
And again, every time Catholic Central's thrown a punch, Fighting Irish have thrown one of their own.
Amena going right back and feed to Sadiq here. You heard it from up here. Sadiq can't hit the first one. Also a nice story from Sadiq. Really battled injuries his first 2 years. Really never got on the floor because of that. He was nursing a knee injury for both years. Finally has grown into that role as a starting center. Can't hit on either. It's a brutal trip to the line. Shamrocks are just 4 for 9 from the free throw line tonight. That's 5 missed points. Lower drop into the paint. And gonna get a foul call here. And that one will go against Sadiq. So with a chance to tie it here. Wardrop knocks down the first. And the second. We got a tie ball game here in Novi. Amene in the paint, off the glass. It's his first miss of the night. And now Carruthers, slippery, draws the foul.
It's already 2 quick ones for the Shamrocks in this quarter. And after the timeout, Sherrod Vaughn is going to have a chance to take the lead. Shamrocks will take their first time out of the game.
Well, this is a Catholic Central team we've seen at home now 3 times this year. And every time it seems like they've been out to a strong lead because of that 3-point shooting, and you're starting to see now what happens when they can't get the outside shot going and they have to rely on going in the paint. Amene's been successful, but that's about it.
I mean, think of that Lansing-Waverly game where they were shooting 60% from beyond the arc in the first half.
Just 2 for 9 tonight.
And they're combined 6 for 18 from the free throw line and beyond the arc. It's not where you want to be.
So Carruthers can't hit the first. It's Sherrod Vaughn, not Carruthers. Vaughn nails the second one, which gives Toledo Central Catholic its first lead since the opening minutes of this one. Has Catholic Central on their heels, on the verge of an upset here. Nadeau working on Vaughn, spin move. Can't get it to fall. Gamje working down low and just tipped it a little too high to himself. And that one bounces out of bounds.
It's going to be another scoreless trip for the Shamrocks.
Brenneman working on Lee. Good backdoor cut from Mac Russell. And Central Catholic off to a great start the third quarter, but running the floor, Amene up to Gamje. The defense had no time to get back and defend it. Gamje's really kind of found his spot as a role player on this team, coming off the bench. Back-to-back games with 8 points. In those close games, U of D and De La Salle, but there's Wardrop going back the other way. He's up to 8 points on the night.
Yeah, that one was too easy if you're Catholic Central. You got to be, help defense has got to be a little quicker there. Cannot allow easy layups in a tight game like this.
Nadeau. Patient Amene. Mid-range jump shot. Can't get the roll. Central Catholic running the floor. Vaughn, corner. And back out. Brenneman lost the handle. Halfway through the third, Wardrop can't get it to fall, and now Gamje with a great play to throw it up, and Amene on the feed from Nadeau. Back to a 1-point lead for the Fighting Irish.
You mentioned on that other drive how there was not any help defense and allowed Wardrop to get the easy layup there. Gamje closed quickly, and then you could see on the drive, Sordini was able to poke it away there.
Nadeau into Gamje. Gamje to Lee. Lee for the lead. Lee putting together a game himself. 13 points and 5 rebounds for the junior. Agent Zero. Wardrop in the paint. Kicks to the corner. 3 for Brenneman. Can't go. Offensive rebound. Sherrod Vaughn. Big body rejected by TJ Nadeau. Second chance here for the Fighting Irish. Brenneman working hard on Gamje. And they call a travel. Got to go with the suspenseful ref here.
Yeah.
Keeps the crowd into it.
And we saw on that possession, one of the things that really plagued Catholic Central on Tuesday night was the inability to rebound and allowing second and third opportunities. There it didn't come back to bite them quite as much as Brenneman turned it over. But that was a big problem against De La Salle and a big reason why they weren't able to win that one.
He couldn't be more right. Nemeka Akechi somehow had 25 boards. I mean, the game goes into triple overtime and he plays the majority of it, but
25
boards.
Is 25 boards. I mean, triple overtime, you're still really not, that's about still under the amount of time an NBA game lasts.
I mean,
44
and even
minutes.
in that, I mean, there was hardly any misses in overtime. I mean, both teams were just back and forth, back and forth.
I'd have to bet at least 20 of those rebounds were in regulation.
Into the post, Mac Russell working on Lee. Mid-range jump shot. He's been kind of smooth tonight. Missed badly with that one. Amene running the floor. Swardini, patient, good kick. Gamje, and a foul and a bucket for Adrian Gamje.
Just a good look there. Good look there on the assist from Swardini, and great job there by Gamje, finishing through the contact, has a chance to go to the line and knock down. Free throw to make it a three-point play.
Converts. 4-point lead, 2:20 to play in the third. Gets Gamje off his feet. Good feed there from Kennard into Brenneman.
And Gamje almost jumped right over him.
And now working quick. Swardini, baseline pass. Howard nearly has his pocket picked. Regathered by Lee. Shamrocks reset with under 2 to play in the third. Amene. Patient. Lee. Up and can't get the roll. Looked like a hook and hold there.
Yeah, Christian Jackson got away with one there.
Slippery and nice pass there. Kennard is facilitating right now to tie the game at 47 each. Amene. Mid-range shot, can't fall. He's gone a little cold in the second. And now the other way, Brenneman.
Ticky-tack foul called there. We'll go on Devin Lee for his second. Not really anybody here in foul trouble, even though there have been a lot of fouls.
Brenneman knocks through the first. Toledo Central Catholic, a nice 80% as a team from the charity stripe today.
Compared to just 50% for Catholic Central, although that has picked up since halftime. Alec Ford checks in.
Brenneman perfect on the pair there. A little bit of a backcourt pressure here from Coach Mike Floyd, the double team. And that's going to stay with Catholic Central. Risky pass there, throwing it right into the bench, and really a nasty collision there.
Darnell Emery will check into the game as Isaiah Mack Russell will head to the bench. He is leading Fighting Irish with 13 right now.
And Swardini
It's tough. I mean, this is not a game Shamrock's probably envisioned to be down going into the fourth quarter. We'll see if anything will change in the last 45 seconds here.
Wardrop. Fighting Irish playing patient for the final shot, and now they go. Brenneman spin move in the paint, left it short. Emery can't grab the rebound, and the Shamrocks with 20 seconds for the final shot. Nadeau working in the paint, pull up, no good, 2 seconds, and they're not even going to attempt the final shot here. And Central Catholic puts together a nice third quarter. They erase a 7-point halftime deficit to take a 2-point lead into the fourth quarter. You are watching or listening to the Shamrock Media Network. Final quarter here. Siamene leading the team with 17 tonight. (49-47), final 8. Fighting Irish looking for their first CHSL win after joining. This is the inaugural year still of the extension with the Ohio teams. Amene in the paint, off the glass and in, up to 19 on the night.
Yeah, and that's more for the Uchenna Amena. We saw it in that first half, or in the second quarter, he only had 2 points.
Kennard, he walked. Well, this fourth quarter has just been such an intense setting for really all 5 CHSL games. I mean, you look at the only game that was really out of reach at the start of the fourth quarter was the Orchard Lake game, which
it's really only 10 points.
It's only
there.
10 points. I mean, you're not looking at too many. Nadeau from downtown can't hit. Gamje almost with the tip in, can't get it. And now he throws it off of Jackson. But, I mean, you had the U of D game. They trailed by 10 at the start of the second quarter. They came back and won that game. You look at the De La Salle game here. They were leading at the start of the fourth quarter. They lost on a heartbreaker. You look at the start of the De La Salle game at De La Salle. It was tied. They lost that game in triple overtime. You look at this one tonight. They're down by 2 at the end of the third quarter. Really just got to find a way to close that game out. You saw it with Brother Rice. They were leading in that game and won it. Amene kicks corner Lee for 3, and the lead. It's good. Amene finds Lee in the corner for the go-ahead tray.
Just a big look there, and that's some much-needed points from beyond the arc. The first triple of the second half for Catholic Central. See if that'll ignite them beyond the line.
They've almost shied away from that. Only 11 attempts tonight. Mac Russell tries to answer right away. Good feed down low. Johnson to Jackson. Amene spinning off. Nadu sets, fires, can't connect. Rebound pinballs out to Manny Johnson. Not sure what the stoppage was there. Nadu's gone ice cold from beyond the arc. 3 of 12 in the night, 1 of 7 from deep. Still with 10 points though, and a heck of an effort as a passer and a rebounder. Wardrop into the paint. Brenneman. No travel or foul. Thought there might have been something in there. The 3 from the corner is no good. Mac Russell is out rebounding that Shamrock's entire defense right now.
You just cannot allow second and third chances, especially when a team it's been shooting pretty well in this one. When they're missing these, you really need to convert and turn it into transition buckets. Instead, on the third shot attempt, Wardrop will knock down the 3.
That's a 2-point lead. Amene with Brenneman on him, gets the screen. Swardini. Oh, thought he had a backdoor feed there. They reset. Nadu finds Swardini from the corner. Rolls out. That dry spell continues. 3 of 13 from beyond the arc. Feed into the paint. Brenneman. Amene hit the deck. No call. Kick out. Oh, Jackson thought about it. Nadu takes it from behind. Heads up play on the defensive end. Up to Swardini. Teardrop and a charge.
Looks like that was away from the ball. They're going to call it. Did they call it on Swardini?
They did. That momentum switched about 7 times within 10 seconds there.
Yeah. Tough. I mean, both teams probably feel like they've had a chance to pull away here. It's only a 2-point game with 4 minutes to play.
Here's a 3 from Johnson. Delivers from downtown, and a timeout called by Coach Torrey Jackson. Still 4 minutes, plenty of time left. Toledo CC takes a 57-52 lead with 4:04 to play. Back in just a few moments for the final 4 minutes of an intense CHSL battle on the Shamrock Media Network. Amene, need points on this possession. Howard's going to try and get it for him in the corner.
Just hasn't gotten anything to fall tonight, 0 for 4.
That deep ball's been their worst enemy. It's normally their best friend.
Shooting 21%. As Coach Floyd will take a timeout.
Central Catholic calls a 30-second timeout.
before the next possession, we take a look at Catholic Central hockey playing on the road at Wallace Ice Arena. They are undefeated in the state of Michigan since February 4th of 2022. And they trail with 7 minutes to play in the second period, 1-0 against the Cranes. Be an interesting one to keep an eye on there. Johnson wide open, missed badly, almost so open, and now Ford. I mean,
I think that
he's boxing out, and
that one, I think Wardrop kind of drew the foul by jumping up into the air. I mean, Alec Ford's doing exactly what you want to do, especially for a team that hasn't been rebounding well. Tough break for him. Give a second chance here for Central Catholic.
And Isaiah Mack Russell in and out the toilet bowl, but Howard corrals it there. Tried to go aggressive for the steal, and Mene navigates through traffic. Looking, corner kick, Howard to Ford. Had an open look there, Mene in the paint, Euro step, and just nothing going for the Shamrocks, but a second chance. Can't go again, and it's gonna go to the Fighting Irish. So many chances on that possession. Now under 3 to play.
Looks like they're gonna bring some front backcourt pressure here.
You need this one here. Got 2 stops in a row. You just can't get a bucket now. Wardrop. Into Mac Russell, and the shot won't go, but he gets the foul called on Nadeau. That's 4 fouls on Catholic Central in the fourth quarter, so any foul after this will be 2 free throws for Toledo Central Catholic. Mac Russell knocks down the first, up to a 6-point lead.
And the fouls have been pretty even coming into this corner, but Central Catholic has not committed any. And as you mentioned, Catholic Central is about to commit their 5th with their next.
Mac Russell still the leading scorer for Toledo CC tonight. They trail by 7. Mene navigates, and there's the first foul called there. That one's going to be on Christian Jackson as Mene drive to the lane.
Christian Jackson is second. Team second. Team first, excuse me. Lieutenant Mene, 2 shots.
And Mene can't hit. It's just been that kind of night.
It's almost like they tighten the rim on this side after the half. The Shamrocks only have 16 points since the break.
And he splits the pair. Now full court pressure. Johnson, corner. Jackson passed up an open 3. They're trying to work some clock now. Still no shot clock in the state of Michigan. Move the ball on the perimeter, and now
looks like they're going to call
timeout here. And so with the timeout, we can take a game break back to Wallace Ice Arena, where Jackson Walsh knots the score up for the Shamrocks as they tie it up 1-1 in a MIHL division game. And so for the Shamrocks tonight, left 6 points at the free throw line. And they've left, well, they're 3 for 14 from beyond the arc. Mene was really cruising in that first half, getting into the paint. He was perfect at one point, and he's got 20 points tonight, but it's just they need to get a shot, and they need to get a stop right after.
Yeah, he shot 7 for 7 from the field in that first half. But in the second half, he shot 2 for 7. And he's 50% on his 4 trips to the 4 shots at the charity stripe.
And even 2 minutes here, the timeout here, seen as a 2-minute warning. 6-point lead for Toledo Central Catholic over Detroit Catholic Central. And over the timeline, and now begins the question of when is too early to start fouling.
I think it's too early right now.
And there you go. You're going to get a turnover there. That's great ball pressure there from Amene, Ford, and Lee. We're all in the area.
I think there was a chance that pass was getting stolen, too, at half court. Good pressure there.
Much needed bucket here on this possession. Amene slips through, kicks. Lee for three, and he bangs it home. Huge shot for Devin Lee.
That's his second shot from beyond the arc that's just gotten over the rim.
How about an efficient night for Lee? He's got 19 points on 8 of 11 shooting, including 3 of 4 from deep.
Yeah, he's 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. The rest of the team is just 1 for 11. I mean, this is a big game for both teams. Toledo Central Catholic looking for their first ever Catholic League win in their first season in the division. Catholic Central trying to keep pace with some of those teams at the top of the division. Obviously, St. Mary's, De La Salle, UAD, Brother Rice, all of them competitive, and you want to get as many games as you can.
And Wardrop dribbled it out of bounds.
Big mistake there. And
somehow.
Big mistake there is that's his second turnover in the last 2 possessions. Shamrocks have a chance to tie it here.
Amene picks up some contact there. It's called against Jackson. He's been assigned to Amene most of this fourth quarter. Nadeau in the corner, driving in the paint. Signature move up and under, and he gets called for the travel. Oh my. Wow, that move has been really effective. Nadeau really mastered that.
Yeah, and one he was able to draw against Brother Rice on that same play. Proved crucial to their win. There, looks like he just got that third step down before he was able to get the ball in the air.
And now, out of bounds, and somehow CC's defense forces 3 turnovers in 40 seconds.
Again, this is a big possession right here. You need points on this. Even if it's just a 2, you got to keep pace here. You cannot allow it to go back into Central Catholic's hands with a chance at making it into a 2-possession game.
Nadeau finds Swardini. Corner 3 for the tie. Buries and Asher Swardini lights the gym on fire. Now the aggressive defense continues. I mean, why not? It's worked to perfection. Another turnover. Nadeau running the floor into the paint, up and over top, and he can't get the roll. Knocked out of bounds. Amene pokes it out from underneath of Brenneman. And with 37 seconds, somehow for the 3rd time this year in just 4 games, we have a tie ball game in the final minute of this one. Take our final timeout break here to thank our title sponsor once again, Nemus Rush. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Chris, Andrew, and Patrick Nemus, former Catholic Central lacrosse players, as well as the team over at Nemus Rush Family Wealth Management Company, your source for protecting and preserving generational wealth for all of your personal, financial, investment, and estate planning needs and more. Visit www.nemusrush.com.
So what do you do here if you're Catholic Central? Are you trying to hold the ball for the last shot, or are you trying to get quick points here, take the lead?
I think you're probably gearing towards taking the last shot. Probably a higher percentage here. I mean, it's It's only 37 seconds. So you're not holding it for a full minute.
I mean, you saw De La Salle at the end of regulation on Tuesday. They were trying to hold the ball for a minute and a half, and they turned it over with about 20 seconds left. And that's what led to Catholic Central tying that and sending it to overtime. See what the Shamrocks and Coach Jackson decide to do here.
Central Catholic does have 3 fouls to give, which is important. They get into a situation where it's not a clear path foul, but it is. It looks like that's, I mean, I think it was about 30 seconds in the Rice game before Amene took the game winner.
Yeah, 25, 30 seconds. He's got to be careful that
You got to keep
5-second call, which he's gotten dinged on earlier in this one.
12 seconds. Amene drives in, and that's a smart foul.
It's on the
It
floor,
is a
not
smart
allowing
foul.
him to get a shot up. Yeah. Shamrocks will have to inbound once again. It's just under 8 to play here.
As ugly as that defense might have looked, he just saved Amene from going to the line to take the lead.
Yeah, after another step, he was going up with it. So we'll see if the timeout's taken here. It looks like we're going to just continue in here. Again, Toledo Central Catholic has one more to give before the bonus. Not sure if they're going to use that one here.
Amene scans, and Coach Jackson getting a little nervous seeing the 3, the 4, maybe the 4.5. Was that the call that got CC back in the game against De La Salle? Was it a 5-second on De La Salle?
No, he just passed it out of
That's
bounds.
right.
On the first time, it was tipped out of bounds by the Shamrocks when he was able to run the sideline, but he didn't, and he got himself trapped in the corner and just threw it out of bounds. And when Amene was inbounding in that one, there were a couple times where he had to just throw it off the feet of Glassner.
I saw that.
Just to reset
'Cause
that
no
5 seconds. They had no
timeouts.
timeouts left. So he did that twice, and the third time he had to throw it up to Nadu. And Nadu's able to corral it, took a dribble, and hit the floater at the free throw line to send it to triple OT.
And that took forever. I mean, every time Amene would throw it off Glasner's leg, they'd have to go to the scores table and be like, "Ooh, how much time do we want to take off this time?" And you see Coach Yokaj going, "Oh, how can it be inbounds and no time come off the clock?" And then he's got a point there, but
it's almost like it's under a 1/10 of a second in some of those instances. The clock doesn't start running until it touches Glassner's leg. He's so close to out of bounds. It's tough to run anything off.
they switched the inbounder here. Devin Lee's typically the inbounder, but Amene was inbounding earlier. They go to the second option. Nadu comes through the lane, and he can't get the roll, but he does pick up the foul on the shot. So temporarily, Catholic Central can take the lead. And hung on the rim for a few seconds. All too eerie, familiar feeling here.
Yeah. About 5 seconds to go. Tie game. Shamrock at the line shooting 2.
They don't have Phoenix Glasner, though. Nadu for the lead. It's good. And finally, Catholic Central showing some life from the charity stripe. That's their first make. Second make of the second half. Or 4 for 9 in the first half.
Even 5 seconds to go.
Misses the second, and they're going to get the offensive rebound. Out to Amene, a second left. Don't stop it, and they do. This game is not over yet.
And that's a dangerous play there.
Amene got trucked.
And we'll see if they add any time back, but if not, this is just a huge win for the Shamrocks. They were down 59 to 52.
Well, it does look like they're going to add some time on the clock.
Surprised they didn't call a flagrant foul there. Mena will head to the line. Try to make this a 3-point game.
Be very interesting where Wow, that's a lot of time.
Yeah.
I mean,
If he makes that second free throw, that's enough time for inbound turn and a shot.
do you want him to miss the second?
I think you do. I think you do.
They do have 2 timeouts, though, so would they be able to get the automatic timeout on the rebound? First one's important. Amene knocks that down.
I think it'd be tough to get the timeout without running off. About half a second. We'll see what happens here.
He knocks down the second, so you can't lose here unless you foul on a full-court three-point shot.
Just got to be careful. We'll see if, similar to the Shamrocks at the end of that first game against De La Salle, if they're looking to try to throw the ball deep down to around the three-point line to take that shot, or if they're going to look for a man right around half court and try to get a good look from there. It's just a tough situation. Obviously, the ball doesn't advance to half court like it does in higher leagues. So really no chance to get a closer inbound here. Going to be a tough look either way.
So 1.2 seconds for Central Catholic. Mac Russell has been their go-to shooter today. He's at center court. They double him. They do have a timeout. And he is over the line. Costly mistake. Wardrop has just had 2 minutes to forget. What a tough end of the game for him. Coach Floyd will empty the bench.
I think you're just looking. You need the steal and a prayer
You
at
need
this
a
point.
somehow 5 second, but if you're a Mene, you just don't throw it in unless you have a clear lane here.
You don't have a timeout, but even if you just have to throw it off Johnson's legs.
Into Nadu, and the 2 points just to cover the spread maybe. Catholic Central ends the game on an 11-0 scoring run, and they survive against the winless in conference Toledo Central Catholic. Fighting Irish, they win the Battle of the Irish here at home, and they move to 3-3 in conference play, and they'll right back on the road tomorrow at Toledo St. John's Jesuit. They win at 64-59 here from the Bernie. Want to thank all of you for tuning in at home. Our crew here, Sam Fueling downstairs on the floor cam, Hayden Saka up here on stream, Cal Pretty on the main cam, Francis Toma, our statistician, Josh Rothert, myself, Lucas Straish, our color commentator. I want to thank you all for joining in. And one last time, we want to thank our title sponsor, Chris, Andrew, and Patrick Nemes, former Catholic Central lacrosse players, as well as the team at Nemes Rush Family Wealth Management Company, your source for protecting and preserving generational wealth for all of your personal, financial, investment, and estate planning needs and more. Visit our title sponsor over at www.nemesrush.com. It's a good night when the Shamrocks win, and we will see you in 11 days for a CHSL battle between Catholic Central and number 1 ranked Orchard Lake St. Mary's here at the Burning. Saying so long from up top in the booth, and have a good night.